Well, how y'all doing? Derby Jack here. Um, I was watching my news, my local news, and they had a commercial come out. I got to be very careful now. I just got back on, and I got to be careful how I say this. But apparently, there is a new. You know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She spiked vampires with a spiking them. So there's a new spike roll up your sleeve vacuum. Yeah, a new spike vacuum by Moderna. Moderna, yeah. Excuse me, Moderna, yeah. So anyway, they said it's because prior, if you got spiked before, this is to, I guess, to keep you from being spiked again. I guess they didn't really explain it. They did the, monkey indoctrination speech, how they talk, this will, by getting this, will cause less of this, or and you won't have to worry about that. And then they show the person with the Band-Aid on their, So I don't know what the hell the Buffy the Vampire Spike vacuum is, but they want you to get the Buffy the Vampire Spike vacuum. You see what I'm saying? Because they say that the flu it isn't as bad, but 19 that 19 number is always here, apparently. It'll never go away, apparently. Even though flus, excuse me, come and go, the 19 number never goes. It's always here. And they always have a vacuum for it. And now, like I said, the vacuum now is the Buffy the Vampire Spike vacuum that you're supposed to get. I would just, if I was me, which it would not be me, I don't go out and get vacuums like a lot of the people do. I don't, I'm not indoctrinatable. Now, there's a word. I can't be indoctrinated. Why? I'm too intelligent. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that to put the human monkey population to shame. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that I have intelligence. I don't fall prey to manipulation. I don't fall prey to just because an expert says something that I'm going to believe them. Because, and also that goes with those, what they call those fact checker idiots, people I never heard of, people I don't, why am I listening to a fact checker that doesn't even show their face, and I don't even know who they are? So what the hell do they know? I mean, is the person who's a fact checker, are they actually real? Maybe it's a computer simulation, an AI, and even if it is a real person, how do I know that they're intelligent? How do I know that what their facts that they're checking are actually have been thoroughly checked? Vented, if you will, or vetted, if you will. But if I don't know this person, why do you humans out there, why do you watch this and say, oh, well, there's 20 fact checkers who said that it is what it is or it isn't what it is, and what you say it isn't, because the fact checkers, well, if that's true, then let the fact checkers show their freaking faces. Let the fact checkers show us their credentials in the first place. And you people who state that you have fact checkers, who the hell are they? Stupid monkey population. So, anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. I always love this part of 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy, I just love the last part, chapter 6, because the last bit of it is lined up with everything I'm talking about. I will not be manipulated. I will not be brainwashed to believe in something that will hurt my life, in something that is physically against what happens in my body. I will not allow anything to come into my body if I can help it. I can't help the poisons that I have to breathe in. I can't help the type of food now that is now being corrupted and destroyed by experts who say that doing the things they're doing with the food is for our best interests. But then again, who are these, experts who say this stuff? We know the monkey faces they show on TV, but we know that there's other experts behind the field who seem to have some idea what they're doing. But I always find that these experts are experts in their field. And in most cases, they're all in the same, whether they're this or whether they're that. They could be government monkeys, they could be scientific monkeys and all this other stuff. But usually, they're very good at lying. An expert can lie his ass off, like the little covered, like the little wagon, what was it? On the road doctor, where they sell their little snake oil and sit there and say, "This will cure everything. Just buy a bottle of Doctor so and so, and you'll be healed of everything." And all it is 120 proof whiskey. Of course, you're going to feel healed. You just have a headache the next day if you drink the whole bottle. But but that's what they are: modern day snake oil salesmen, basically. And so, but here's the thing. They got a lot more than 120 proof alcohol in what they are, and a lot of the stuff isn't very good for the body. But, you didn't hear that from me. No, don't start spreading what I said, because if you spread what I said, you might have to come across the fact checker. Yeah. I love this part. Oh, let's just go up a little higher. Okay. 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. 18. That they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute willingly, to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may hold on to eternal life. Now, the rich people out there, they don't know anything about this. They only know, well, if it ain't green and I can't spend it, I don't understand. That's your rich, ethical, or unethical as I call them, unmoral experts in their fields. They don't understand the riches of eternal foundation. They can't, because they're ignorant. They're arrogant. And a Derby saying, they're just human monkeys who don't know any better. They don't understand that what is important isn't what they bury like a dog burying a bone today. I got a bone buried. I'm okay. No. It's what is this inside represents. If this inside represents the bone that you buried, then you're just a dog. But if what represents the heavenly kingdom and eternity and the riches that happen there, you are no longer a dog, or you're no longer a human monkey. You're no longer ignorant. You're no longer susceptible to fact checkers, and you don't give a crap about experts because you're intelligent. There's a difference. You're more intelligent by recognizing that what they say a good percent of the time, let's put a percentage on it, 90% of the time they lie. And the other 10% of truth they speak is still within the parameters of a lie. So any truth they speak is still coming out of a lie. You see what I'm saying? So it's all a lie, you know, and in them is no truth. They can't. Experts aren't supposed to be truthful. Experts are supposed to be good at making you think that what they believe and what they do and what they stand for is important. And that should be something you should pay attention to. But the truth of the matter is, all the yakking, I'm above it. All the expertise, I'm beyond you. All you people who make the noise for on that camp, I am more intelligent than you could ever be, because I have wisdom. I just don't listen to your half-assed knowledge. So, 20, my favorite. Paul sitting there saying, Timothy, I'm going to ad-lib a little bit. Timothy, listen here now. You know, all the important people, all the biochemists and all the scientists and all the people who say they know things and you should listen to them. Timothy, listen here. 20. 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings of opposition of science, or as we call it today, the sorcery and religion of scientism, falsely called. Isn't that something? Science is falsely called. It's a false statement. For scientism is against God. You understand? So all of you experts in your field, 99% of you are experts in your field, but you're basically false experts. Let's call it what it is. A spade, we call a spade, right? You're a bunch of liars. That's right. You people at the Cardent car, you're a bunch of liars. You people in government, you're all a bunch of liars. You people at the Economic Forum, all you people at the UN, all you people in your government starting wars, you're all a bunch of liars. And your experts are a bunch of liars. They don't know the things they say they know. And what they do know is arrogance. And the things that they do out of their arrogance does not make things better. It actually destroys the creation of what God made. You know, somebody came out and stated that it's okay to eat the chicken when you're looking at chicken today, because the chicken's sometimes you can get the chicken and it's got weird stuff in it now. It flakes apart like fish flakes and stuff like that. And even fish ain't the same anymore. All this geoengineering bullshit that they've been doing, right? Now they got them where they make the chickens plumper at a quicker period of time, and everything that's going on in the body of the chicken now, because everything's being advanced, that means that the chicken no longer is producing the product that God made. Now the scientists stepped in. All the biochemists and all the science and all the experts stepped in and fucked everything up. So now the chickens are all messed up. You can't get a good chicken anymore because now they put their science in there, and it's false. So every time a scientist gets involved in God's stuff, they mess it up. They destroy the perfectness of what a chicken is. God, you don't want a piece of chicken where you're opening it up and there's worms coming out of it, or the skin is looking like a worm or anything like that. And they say, oh, it's still safe. It's just they use all the jargon, scientific jargon. They say, well, it didn't have enough air or compression or blah blah this and that, and it grew too quickly, and the muscles stretched and blah blah this, but it's still good to eat. Yeah. And remember what's coming. Watch your flour. You got to find out what kind of chemicals are in there, because they're trying to give us bugs. They're trying to make you the beast of the field. Remember I told you about that. Are you a beast of the field? Do you eat grass like sheep? Huh? Do you? You eat grass like a cow? That's what they want you to do eventually. Matter of fact, they get you to eat roaches and stuff like that. Next thing they say, well, we don't want to, why don't you just eat the grass of the field? You'll be all right. Because an expert said it was cool to do. And the fact checker said there's nothing wrong with eating grass. All 500 of them that we don't know. And of course, the car says, sure. We'll just put the vacuum in the grass. Spray it out of the back of a plane and let it come down in the rain, and people will eat it and go insane. Yeah. So anyway. Oh, Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings of opposition of science or scientism, falsely called, which some professing erred concerning the faith. There you go. Those two little sentences, 20 and 21. It's a volume of words. It's a volume of truth. And what it's saying is, all you scientism people, right? All you people who are into the so-called health area and so-called biochemistry, and all you witches and all you warlocks, all you people at those big machines like Hadron Collider, all you people create all these AIs and D-Wave computers and all this other stuff. You are in error concerning the faith. You are in error concerning God. You are false experts. You are false dignities. Your importance is lower than the curb. I do not put any stake in your evaluations. I do not put any stake in the toilet paper that you have hanging on your wall because you went to a building for 4 or 5 years and then gotten indoctrinated yourself. No, I do not stand and listen to the garbage that comes out of experts' mouth. So if you consider yourself an expert in certain fields, Derby Jack has a message for you. You're a pompous ass who knows nothing, because everything that you believe is an error to the faith, is an error to God, and is an error to His Word, and is an error to truth, because there is no truth in you, and your expertise is 99.9% bullshit. So there you go. This was a Derby rant with a little teaching on the side. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm sick and tired of that crap. I'm telling you right now, tell your human monkey friends and family, okay, that when they see these commercials, and you happen to be watching, and let's say, and sit there and say, do you see this commercial? Do you see what they're trying to do? Point out to them what they're trying to do through the commercial. Point out that they're trying to ignite something that doesn't need. They're sitting here saying this Buffy the Vampire Spike thing, and you got to get a vacuum, is because it's real. How do we know? How do we know? What if it's only real after you get the vacuum? What if it only shows itself after you get the vacuum? And what of the spiking of the Buffy the Vampire spike? What of that? What is it doing? Is it spiking vampires? I'm just asking. I mean, what does it mean? Is it keeping vampires from being spiked? Is it keeping it within the structure, or is it oozing out through little pores? I mean, I don't know, because the commercial never said. It just said that it's a spike vacuum. I mean, a spike, Buffy the Vampire spike vacuum. Yeah, that's what they said. That's all. But like I said earlier, the flu, excuse me, it is no longer. It is comes and goes. Don't worry about that. But number 19 never goes away, and that's coming from the arrogant experts, which I do not believe or trust. Because why? I remember last time we had 19 around, and the that flu, it went away. And now you have a separate vacuum for that. Plus, you got another vacuum for number 19. Now you got another one for Buffy the Vampire spike vacuum. Now. And they got others too. I always kind of thought, why don't they put them all in one? Wouldn't it be simpler? I mean, they like mixing soups up, right? They're good. If they weren't biochemists, they'd be cooks, because they like to put stuff in a stew, you know, and see, well, let's put a little bit of this in there. We'll put a little bit of, why don't we just put it all in one? Make it easy. We could do it all. We got the Buffy and Vampire spike. We got the 19. We got the and we excuse me, and we got whatever else, you know, and just put it all in one, and then everybody gets the vacuum, right? And then we'll see what happens, because that's where the experts get their expertise. They do things. Then they wait and see what happens. Then they can say, see? Yeah. That's what you need to understand. I'm making a joke out of it. In all reality, I don't consider this all funny. These people are arrogant. These people are murderers. These people are vile. These people are possessed. And they deserve the everlasting death that God will provide for them. They deserve, the experts deserve God's death that he will provide for them. They deserve being spit out of his mouth. All you people at the Cardent Car, all you mugshots that we see on videos and on TV, you know, the mouthpieces. Yeah, you should deserve God's everlasting death. Yes. And government people who are assassinating and murdering and genociding their own people, they deserve God's everlasting death. And they will get what God will give them. And they will pay for their arrogance. They will pay for their opposition. They will pay for their false, egotistical expertise. They will pay for being liars. And they will pay for going against God and trying to destroy everything God created, and then trying to take over, thinking that they can do a better job. Let me tell you something about science. I have mainly found that most science, when it does try to get involved with God and his creation, like I said earlier, they always find a way of fucking up something. They do. Because what is an expert? An expert is a person who fails more times in their field and only every once in a while stumbles upon something. That's why they're an expert. And how do I say that? Why do I say that? What do I always finish saying? That's a basket that I would not put my eggs in because there's too many holes. So I do not put my faith in experts, especially in biochemistry. I'm a cook or a chef by trade. They're trying to be medicine makers, and basically they're just, a grease kitchen, a grease restaurant kitchen, a cook. You see what I'm saying? That's all they are. And the soup that they seem to make doesn't taste good. It tastes foul. Yeah. So anyway, just thought I'd bring that out. So, read Timothy, man. It's a good book. 1 Timothy 6, very good chapter. So anyway, keep me in prayer as I keep all of you in prayer. Also, let us not forget those poor souls and the poor people in Maui. Every day, I keep trying to listen, but I never hear anything about Maui. I never hear anything about Hawaii. It's like it's floated away. Nobody talks about it no more. Because we got wars to cut. We got wars we got to deal with right now. We got the Russians against the Nazis, and then we got the false and fake Jews over there who are now massacring the other people who were massacring them. And then you got the people being massacred and the people being killed and the people being, all this stuff because people have high-minded thoughts, and all these leaders think that, that they have a right to do all this, And like I said, they're going to get their everlasting death, which will be provided by God. And, they deserve everything they get. You see. Hell's fire. Hell's fire will put some fire up your butt, right? Yeah. I would just love to see him burn. I would love to be just sitting down there, looking down and sitting there saying, hey, Fauci, how you doing down there? Hey, Klaus Schwab, how you doing down there? Oh, I see you're burning. Oh, well, forgive me. Continue going on. I don't want to bother you. Oh, Pervy Joe, how you doing that? There's no kids to sniff down there. Don't you just sniffing fumes, or you're just sniffing all this dark smoke and fire. And then you got the arrogant Mr. Donald Trump down. How you doing, Donald? You burning down there? Okay. So anyway, you said that you had good. I remember when you said you never asked God for forgiveness. And are you asking God for forgiveness now? It's too late, Mr. Trump. You also said you had a good rapport with him. Well, don't look that way from up here. Yeah. I would love to be able to interact with them on that level. Wouldn't that be funny? Then you can look at all those buttheads down there, just burning and crying and screaming. Oh, it just brings a warm area in my heart. Yeah. That they will get theirs for all the things that they did. For all the people who died unnecessarily because of them. All the people who lost their livelihoods and became sick to where bodies will never be the same. Yeah. You people in high places deserve everything God's going to give you. So anyway, keep people in prayer. Keep these poor people out there, and always remember what I said, what you pray for. Don't worry about as much of their safety. They're in a war zone. Pray that if they die saved. That's what's important to God. And you Christians need to start thinking more in the lines of what God wants. God doesn't care. I'm going to make this very clear. Technically, God doesn't care about your flesh, because that is something that isn't going to heaven. That is something you're going to be released from. Your flesh is what's drowning. They live in the flesh. These dirt bags in high places, they live in the flesh. They live in the world. This is their oyster. And all you all are nothing but pawns to them, to be used, to be killed, to be whatever. They don't give a crap about you, because they live only in their selfish flesh. Everything has to do with them and their position and their history and their legacy. Oh yeah. Their legacy will have a short term. Because here's the thing about the final days. Legacies die out. You think that legacy, that's what I'm saying. They look very important. They put importance on legacy, how they will be remembered for what they did. Well, here's the thing God says. You are no longer in a book of remembrance. You have been taken out. So, anyway, you can pray for their salvation. I mean, if you really want to waste your time, because most of these people in high places, they're so far gone. They got their heads so far up their anus that they don't know what light is. I mean, they're like I said, yeah. Picture that. Picture old Klaus Schwab bent over with his head up as you know what. I mean, that's all they know. Darkness within themselves. You see? So anyway, pray for each other. Pray for those who are homeless. Pray for those who are having problems with paying bills, and pray for safety out there, because people are going nuts. All this 5G crap going back and forth, and they're turning on things. And look, in the last week, I've been hearing a lot of what they call the buzzing in the ear and stuff like that. I'm hearing stuff because I know we got very close to me a 5G murdering tower. Yeah, that's what I call them, murdering towers, because if they turn those, look at what happens to birds. They turn them things on full blast. Birds fall out of the sky. I mean, left and right. I mean, so it's like I said, they're going to get theirs. But anyway, pray for people, pray for their safety, pray for yourselves, that you stay strong. And the Spirit of Christ is empowering you and giving you wisdom. These are the things you need to be concentrating on. Don't concentrate on the bullshit of the world right now. Like I said, it seems like everybody, even on YouTube, it seems like all these guys, they do their little videos about what's going on in government, and they always have to show the view. This is what I'm talking about. Such silly bullshit. They're not commentary. They are witches with viperous mouths. They are witches. Then I said in my song, need to be burned at stake. Yeah, right? Anyway. Heavenly Father, I thank you right now for this word. I thank you right now for the ones who are hearing. I thank you right now for those who have not heard it and may come to it, Father. I thank you right now that people become humble and people start becoming more wise, Father, and understanding that they need to think about what they're hearing on television, but not believing everything that they say and not falling prey to manipulation and indoctrination and of lies. I thank you right now, Father, for all these people. I thank you for people in these places, Father, who may lose their lives, that they come to you, Father, and become a child of God before they die. I claim all of this in obedience. In the name of Christ, I pray amen and amen. I love you all. And for any of you who have recently had given me love offerings, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You don't understand that I am so humbled, and I appreciate all the gifts that people give. And I pray for you and your families. Derby Jack out, and I'll see you all on the other side.